Hello, everyone. This is the homework that I posted on October 16th. So I'm going to show you how to do this. This is the actual sketch. So in this assignment, you're going to use a circular pattern. Of course, we have symmetry horizontally and vertically. And we have an inscribed polygon. So that is a new tool. And since I am introducing this new tool, I didn't talk about it in class. I'm going to create this video and upload it. I think this is a pretty easy assignment. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create my reference line. So I have my horizontal, vertical, and a diagonal reference line. This reference is 45 degrees from the x-axis. And then I have this is a center point square, and I have a center point circle right here. And the actual assignment, it looks like this is for reference, but because of how I want you to extrude it, I made this solid. And then we also have some fillets. Okay, so I'm going to start with a new drawing, and I'm going to create this on my front plane. And let me get all of my references. And I'm going to go ahead and put in my center point circle, and I will put in my center point rectangle. And let's see, my rectangle, it is 100 millimeters. This is in millimeters, by the way, 100 millimeters and 150. My circle is 75, and the angle is 45. So at this point, everything should be black. And I'm going to put, we've done this before in class, so I'm going to put a circle here, a circle here, and I'm going to draw two straight lines and make them tangent. And here I'll put a circle here, here, and I will use a 3-point arc here, and those will be tangent as well. Also, you will see that the radius of each of those arcs will be 5 millimeters. So that means that my diameter is going to be 10 millimeters. When I put the fillet in here, you will notice that my center point for my arc or my circle is going to be the same center point as this fillet right here. I'm going to make these circles equal. And let's see, yes, the diameter will be 10. I want to make sure that those 2 points are coincident. And this one should be okay, but I just wanted to make sure that they were coincident. So I'll just sketch my lines here. And I'm going to put in my 3-point arc here. And notice that it's not perfect, but we can fix that. So there's a couple of ways that I can solve this. So one, I can make each of these points coincident with my center point. So let's see what happens when I do that. All right, so it starts to solve itself. This should be tangent to both those circles. And I will do the same here. Looks like this is already tangent, but just to make sure. And this point right here, I'm going to make that coincident with the circle. And everything is black. And here I'm going to make that tangent to both circles. I'm also going to make them parallel to my vertical reference, or in other words, horizontal. Also, these points should be horizontal to each other. I'm sorry, they should be vertical to each other. And what else? Let's see. I am going to put in my sketch fillets. And here it already gives me a radius of 10 because I already did this. So I'm going to make sure that the other corners have that same radius. Okay, and when I move this out of the way, you can see that this is the center point for that fillet. So I'm going to make my center point for my circle and the center point for that fillet coincident. And let's see, what else do we have? The two center points are 30 millimeters apart. So I will dimension that. And everything should be black at this point. So I'm just going to remove those items that I don't need. I think I need those. Let's see. I don't. And I am going to put a inscribed polygon. So there's a circumscribed polygon, and we don't want that one. The circumscribed polygon has a polygon inside the circle, and that's not what we want. We want the circle inside the polygon. So we're going to have it inscribed polygon. So this also will let you determine how many sides you want to your polygon, and we want 6. And so you can change that here, or you can change that here. We want 6. This should be parallel to my x-axis. So I'll make sure that that's parallel. And also it is 15 millimeters in width. And at this point, everything should be black. So you can do a linear pattern, but I think it would be easier to just mirror this. So I'm going to mirror it horizontally and vertically. Okay, and here we need 4 instances of this. So I will select what I want in my circular pattern. grab my pattern tool, and remember the default is 3 instances. Well, we can click that and choose 4. And we talked in class about how to make everything black. And here we are going to select one point and also select our circle, make that coincident, find another point that is blue, select that, and select the circle again and make that coincident. At this point, everything should be black. And again, we are going to remove those things that we don't need. Okay, so I don't like the fact that this is blue, but it's not hurting anything, so I'll just leave it. In the assignment, I believe I said that we are going to extrude the circle to 15 millimeters, and I want that to be symmetric. And we are going to extrude that to 10 millimeters. And I want that to be symmetric as well. Okay, so that's how it should look. I'm going to right click, assign material, and the material that we should be using will be aluminum 1060. And let's go ahead and look at our mass properties. You see that mine is 0.348 kilograms, and I also want to show my dimensions. And this is what we should be turning in. If there are any questions about this, please let me know. Thanks, everyone.